Welcome to Beyond Our Focus. I'm Stefan, this is Amanda, and this is Breaking Prisms, where we go over Black Mirror. Done? Out there? Check it out. We go over the Twilight Zone on Tuesdays. And today we are going over Love, Death, and Robots. Episode 12, called Fish Night. And there are some fishies in this. Otherwise, it'd be weird to be called Fish Night. But you never really know. It is November 14th. And Love, Death, and Robots, sometime really hard to go like top level.
Yeah,
This episode is 10 minutes long. It's a very short episode.
pretty much you can go about as top level as the summary, which is two men are driving through the desert. Their vehicle breaks down, and they have a weird, strange night.
Yeah, that's top level as it gets. That's also like 3/4 of the episode. So
It's a magical night.
a magical night.
It more or less sounds like they had relations out in the desert, but
Not in this episode. Previous episodes, maybe they did. Yeah. See, it would also be strange, especially since I almost get a father-son figure from these two characters. So
yeah, kind of. You get like the mentor and the student kind of thing.
yeah, except they really, really feel like father-son.
Yeah.
Like, really feel like father-son. So, even some language used in the episode.
Yeah.
So, or they had them positive.
I don't know. We don't really get character names. It's just old man, young man.
Yeah. Father, son, old man, young man. I don't know. That's just all we get.
We don't really get do we even get where they're coming from and where they're going, besides that they're door-to-door salesmen?
They mentioned the city, don't they, at some point?
Oh, I don't remember.
There was a city name at some point. Maybe where they were going, where they came from. There's something. There was a city name at some point in the episode.
We have failed you.
We have failed everything. But none of that really matters. This is a very, very personal, simple, short story.
Yes.
About one evening.
The animation style is very unique. It's very beautiful.
Unique unless you've played any Telltale games. Because this is the animation style to all the Telltale games. You know what I mean talking about when I say Telltale games?
I think I've seen like either pictures for it or the...
Well, I'm talking about the Walking Dead the games.
Yes.
All those. It's that art style.
Oh, okay.
The Wolf Among Us, the new Batman. They did Walking Dead. They did Michonne.
Yes.
Dead. Whatever. They did all those.
I remember seeing the trailers and
They
stuff.
did Borderlands. They did all these. They did a bunch of these little things before they died. Well, it doesn't exist anymore for the most part.
Anyway, overall, once again, animation style is very beautiful.
Yes,
the colorations that they used throughout the entire thing.
Mainly the evening time.
Yes.
That night, very pretty. Very, very pretty.
Everything's very eye-catching. The music's really nice, too. Mm-hmm. Voice acting's on par. Just everything about this episode is great, except for a little detail, and it's kind of the same problem we had as our Twilight Zone episode that we just watched on Tuesday.
Exactly. Both these episodes have the same problem. The ending.
Yes.
This episode's great. And then we get a fade. It's like commercial, but there is no commercial break in these shows. Oh, it's over. Crap.
It is, this one is the eternal commercial break. It is you're waiting for it to come back and tell you what happened, and it never comes back.
It needed... We even talked about... We'll talk about more in spoilers.
Yes.
What we feel like a more appropriate ending would have been. Just one more scene would have made this a really, really great episode. It just... Again, it's just a little unsatisfying.
Yes. But despite that, it is still a really great episode, just like on Tuesday. So, how many coobies?
We're start just knocking candles off. I mean, I need something here. I need something to knock off.
You're just like...
She did it for me. We lost one. One candle out of 5.
Yes. So only one companion cube was damaged and or lost in the process of watching this episode.
And again, it revolves pretty much primarily on the ending.
I don't really see anything other, like, any other problems I had with the episode until that point. Like, I was enthralled. I liked the story, even though there wasn't really a story to it. It was more of a phrase and then a play out of said phrase.
Yeah, it's a short.
Yes.
Most of these are shorts. Some tell more complete stories than others. This was an evening. You don't get a lot. You get that they are door-to-door salesmen.
Yes.
That's really all you get, and they're traveling across the country. That's as much of the plot you get from this. There's not much else. Yeah. And it's about this evening.
Like, even when they try to put some kind of conflict in there, it lasts maybe a second, and it's really just, oh, did you put water in the vehicle like I said you should? Oh, don't put this on me. And then within maybe a minute or so, I'm sorry for what I said.
Well, I mean, there was also like a time-lapse thing in between those two things. So for the characters, it was a little while.
Yes.
But again, there wouldn't be a huge conflict. No. These people have been, obviously, together for a little while. Yeah. They've been going for a while. They get along.
Yeah. So we pretty much get them broken down in the desert.
Okay. If you don't know, we're moving into spoilers before we actually physically get into spoilers, because I feel like we're getting there. It's happening. Go watch the episode. It's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's going to be shorter than this episode. So go check that out. And then come back.
Go. It's
and check this out.
It's more than worth it. Go watch it.
It is. It's a very good episode. Spoilers. Hi. They break down in the middle of the desert.
Yes.
Because the radiator.
Yes.
Which, I mean, you don't get a lot of why it's broken, how it's broken. Just, we opened a cap. It's broken. We're going with it. All right. Cool.
Maybe the vehicle was already headed on its way out. Maybe they've been just driving so long on this vehicle on their door-to-door salesman job that it was just time for it to die.
Which is not going well for them.
No. So they break down, and the old man's, pretty much his plan is, we're going to just stay here, rest up a bit, and then as soon as it gets close to dawn, where it's like we still have that cool temperatures going on, but it's not, black out, we're going to walk.
Back the way we came to the last station we came across.
Yes.
Because apparently they came across something. But it's a little ways back, so it's going to be one heck of a walk. But if he feels pretty confident they're going to be all right, which means, they'd probably be all right.
Yeah.
But that means spending the night.
Yes. And so while they're sitting there, the old man starts contemplating where they're at, which is a really cool effect that opens this up, is that you start seeing these blue reflections going across the desert ground, which almost look like water ripples.
Yes. It's exactly, if you look at the bottom of the ocean, you see the ripples from the sun kind of reflecting on the bottom of the ocean. It looks really cool in the desert scene that they have.
And thus, it reminds him, and so he starts telling the younger man about how this entire plain used to be ocean. And he starts to ponder on something. If a building can be haunted by the people that once lived there, can creatures haunt the place that they used to roam?
And young fella just blows it off and decides, I'm going to sleep. I'm taking the back seat.
I will take the nice, comfy, stretched out back seat. You can try to manage something in the front. It's fine.
Which is exactly what happens. So, and in the middle of the night, at some point, the car lights come on, the radio, or kind of come on and flicker, and the radio flickers and stuff, and then the old man kind of wakes up because there's a lot of light going on and starts seeing sea creatures floating past. Very, 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 very colorful.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful, awesome sea creatures against this much darker background.
It's like a lot of fluorescent. They used that nice glowing effect in the colors. And they're just swimming and moving, and the music's nice, and you're like, wow, this is actually really relaxing.
It's
probably terrifying for these people who just woke up and there's things floating outside. But
just little spiritual fish, jellyfish, prehistoric creatures floating outside.
Which is weird. That is the one thing, because if the creatures were willing to move through them, how come they didn't move through the vehicle?
I guess they just they didn't feel like showing it.
No. It was just, as I said, it just was a random thought, because I remember, like, he had his hand and it went through him, and the one creature went completely through him, and I'm thinking, as they're sitting there in the vehicle, they roll down the windows.
Well, they're looking out into this. They don't know what's going on at that point. And then, of course, they get out. The young guy gets out first. The old guy gets out. They're seeing these things. It's beautiful. It's cool. It's awesome. And the young guy starts getting really excited about this. He's real happy about this. Decides that he's going to swim with them.
Yes.
In order to swim, because everyone knows if you're going to go swimming, you must be naked to do so.
Yes. So young man starts stripping down. Really the first thing that happens, though, is that one of the creatures, because we have also like dinosaur creatures coming out, but one of the creatures, like a green fish looking thing, swims through him, and once it's already past him, it still leaves a glowing circle inside him. And so he just gets this, like, he has to go out there and be with them.
But the more he starts taking off his clothes and his shirt, you start seeing things are floating.
Yes.
Like almost like they're in water at this point. And he gets and his shoes are floating and everything, and he runs up one of the rocks they were by and jumps into the air. But as he jumps, he starts floating.
Yes.
It's a really cool scene. He's butt naked.
The old man is standing firmly on the ground. There's nothing about him that's floating with anything. He is firmly in the present.
And he started to be like, "Hey, buddy,
maybe we should get back here.
Maybe this isn't the best idea. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you decided this is what you had to do. This looks awesome.
Maybe we should come back down."
So at this point, though, once he gets up there, he changes colors.
Yes.
And when he changes colors, he now can physically interact with the creatures that are also floating with him.
Yes. Which, in any sense, is maybe not the best idea when you're dealing with creatures that you don't really know.
Yeah. So, of course, because this couldn't just be a very pleasant episode about swimming with the fish, this gets dark quick.
We see a fin.
A fin. Everything else has these nice, beautiful neon colors, and this one is blood red.
Yes. It is that nice, glowing red, like the eyes in the dark at its cemetery.
Yeah. It's like, yep, this is the Megalodon.
Yeah. So Mr. Megalodon circles around the vehicle and starts kind of like heading towards his buddy.
And everything else starts swimming away from him because, well, it's a big giant shark. We don't want to be eaten by big giant shark.
Old man's like, hey, creature behind you, turn around, come back down.
He's yelling at the young guy who's not paying a lot of attention to him at all. And doesn't start paying attention to anything until all the fishies around him swim away.
To which case he has time to turn back slightly and see Jaws.
Yeah, and that's kind of it.
Yes.
There's no swimming away. There's no trying to escape. There's very quickly, young man gone.
Yes, it was a chomp, a shake, and mist. We get a nice, spiritually foggy blood mist going on. That's not really, it's not gory.
No.
But you can definitely tell what it's supposed to be.
Yes. Oh, no. Home dude, he's gone. He's gone. This was not a great idea. Watching the fish, great. Swimming with the fish, not great.
And we get the kind of sad, slow music going, that everything starts to fade a bit.
We zoom way back off the old man. All these little creatures fade away. It's him in the desert at night as we fade away.
Even the music fades. Like, it's not like a dun 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 cut off. It is everything just slowly fades away as like someone made this on their computer at home as a slideshow.
And it fades away and we get the credits.
Yes. It once again is the eternal commercial break, because that is exactly what it feels like. You expect it to fade out and then come back into either a jump cut into something else, like it's now daylight, or
yes, we wanted, because again, this ending is just, it craves something more. It craves a definitive end. Yes, the kid died, and it's sad, but we need something afterwards. We need something after the fact of the bad thing.
Yes,
and we don't get it. And again, a cool anything. Us cutting back in for 30 seconds of him walking down the road in the middle of the day, because he's been walking I mean, there's nothing else you could do.
Yeah.
He ain't getting him back. And then a car maybe pulling off and stopping and asking, hey, you need a ride? You by yourself out here or something? And just some kind of little interactive back and forth. Or I am, but I wasn't before. Or something right there. And him getting a drive. That could have been a nice. We just need something more.
But sadly, we were left with nothing.
I'm not a writer. I can't write these things perfectly. But some cool little dialogue about how he wasn't alone, but he is now.
Like, even if you... Okay, this would probably be maybe a cheap route to go. Even if you wanted to extend that scene out a little bit more and do a narration. A narration of the old man saying something.
Yes, even that would have been enough.
Yes.
Give us 10 more seconds with something from, again, something wise or something from the old man saying something about what just happened.
Yes.
Just him sounding sad and something, and then we fade out, as he's saying fade out. And that could have been enough. But having nothing except the fade, it's just
I hate to say this, but as I said before, it was almost as though you have like this beautiful episode, a whole bunch of heart and thought was put into it, and then the ending felt very amateurish. Like someone just did a quick fade on their computer, and then that's how they...
Or they didn't know how to end it.
Yes.
They just didn't know how they wanted to end it, or how to end it, or whatever, and like, all right, well, I guess I'll just end it here.
Yeah.
Fade to black. And that's what they did. And it's like, it's just not satisfying.
No. But it is not enough for this episode to be ranked down.
Still really good. Still a great episode.
I would still watch it again, especially for all the shiny little...
It's a beautiful episode. It's a beautiful episode.
So many colors.
The old man's voice is nice. Again, any narration would have been great for this episode.
But overall, still worth the 4 out of 5.
Yes, 4 out of 5. It's only 10 minutes. If you watch this full thing, you deserve to watch it. Because again, this was probably longer than that.
And hopefully, if you've watched this, you went and watched that first. So.
Yeah. Otherwise, we spoiled it. Even though there's not a lot to spoil. It's visually pretty. Go watch it anyway. I don't care if we spoiled it. But as always, fade to black.
Joke. That's how we end.
Oh, that'd be fun. That deserves the end at this point. As always, you can reach me at Stars Untraveled. Reach Amanda at Casey Pup. Reach the show Beyond Our Focus everywhere, including YouTube and podcast services around the globe.
Maybe. In the desert. With the fish.
In the fish. The fishies.
Ghost fish.
God. I just need to... I feel like I just need to fade this thing to black just because. But, till next time, long days and pleasant nights.